Good morning and happy Easter. This is going to be a very different kind of Easter for everybody, isn't it? This is Dr. Susan, and we are here this morning to spend a little bit of time talking about what that kind of might mean to us and how we can make it different. Of course, today is very different than what we're normally used to when it comes to Easter. Usually it's going to church and it's going out to breakfast or lunch and or dinner, and then of course there's the Easter egg hunt and Easter baskets and all that excitement that goes around Easter. And some of it I know we still get to do. We still get to do maybe an Easter egg hunt in the backyard or maybe even in the house, depending on where, if you have a backyard and a big front yard. But it all depends. So I guess we get an opportunity to do something very different and be able to be excited about something very different in how we handle what we're going to be doing. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how you can take your ideas of something different and make it very exciting. So today we're going to look a little bit about that. And I found a book that I really thought was fun, and the title of the book is called What Do You Do with an Idea? And so we'll go into that story in just a couple of minutes. And I can tell you that from that story, I read it probably on Monday and thinking about what I wanted to share with you, the boys and girls, today. So in my thinking about it, I thought, well, what do you do with an idea? So from Monday until today, I thought, let's see, I want to try something very different about how I work with ideas. So I thought about it on Monday, and then every once in a while during the week, the ideas would come to me, and I'll go, well, maybe we could do this, and maybe we could do that. But what I really wanted to do didn't actually show up until this morning, but that idea kind of followed me around. So, and it relates a little bit up to the book that we're going to be reading. So we're going to go ahead and do that now, and then we'll see how we can create an idea and what we can actually do with it. All right? So the book is What Do You Do with an Idea? Oops. Let's see. Here we go. One day I had an idea. This is a little boy, and his little idea is right down there in the corner, if you can see him. He's got a crown on. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? Okay, let's see what he's done. At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed like a strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. Surprisingly, we do a lot of that. We think that, oh, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Yet it does. But the idea followed me. Just like I shared with you a few minutes ago, that I came up with this lovely book, and then the ideas that I came up with to share with you. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea even showed up. But there was something magical about my idea, I had to admit. It felt better and happier when it was around, or I felt better and happier. So you see in the bottom of the picture, you see the idea slopping through water, and there's a couple frogs down there. Can you see that? I don't know if the idea really likes those frogs. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. So those are things that niggle at you or keep going on in your head. It grew bigger, and we became friends. Well, now he's carrying in a backpack. He's carrying that idea around. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. He said, that said it was weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. Except the magical part they forgot about, it was his idea. And at first I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. Well, there goes the idea. It's getting ready to walk off the page. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea. I thought, no one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. Do you ever have ideas that seem really crazy? I've got to go back one page. I decided to protect it, to take care of it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. But most of all, I gave it my attention. Now we can go to the next page. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. Well, now they're riding on a seesaw, and there was a very giant bear behind them. I wonder if that's part of his idea, that bear, and maybe those animals that are off in the background. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. Wow, I guess the idea hadn't decided what it was going to be either, because it certainly is dreaming about a lot of stuff, and sometimes ideas take time. I like being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because it said it's good to have the ability to see things differently. Isn't that a very cool idea, that we don't have to see things the way other people see it? Like the buildings are hanging upside down. That's only because he's standing on his head. Can you stand on your head? If I tried, I'd probably fall over, so I don't think I'm going to try. I couldn't imagine my life without it. So the idea has really sunk in. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was a part of everything. And then I realized, what you do with an idea, you change the world. So now he's wearing a crown. I wonder if he always wanted to be maybe a prince or a king over a kingdom. And there's the clock down there. So he had to walk through time to see his idea unfold and become something special. The end. This book is a very cool book. I'm going to show you the cover. You see the cover now, you can't really see a whole bunch of it. But here's the pages and things of it. You know what? I'm going to show you. There it is. What do you do with an idea? And it was written by Kobi Yamanda. And it was illustrated by Mark Beeson. So in this particular book, I really liked the pictures, and I liked the way in which the little boy, and I love the idea that it looked like an egg, which I thought was kind of cool because we're talking about Easter today. So it looked like an egg, and then it had a crown on it. And I thought, wow, that sounds kind of fun, and it kind of relates to what we're talking about today. But what do you do with an idea? As I told you a little bit before, is that when I started thinking about this on Monday, lots of different ideas came through, and the ideas came to me in being, wow, what could we do with that story? What kind of things could we create from it, and what kind of things could be made to make the world differently? So with those ideas, every day something different came to me, and I thought, well, maybe we could do this, and then maybe we could do that. And then I thought, well, you know what? When the boys and girls read the story with me, maybe they have some wonderful ideas of what this story told them that they could do and use their ideas. So I'm going to share mine with you today, and then we can decide, or you can decide, how you can take maybe my ideas and make them different and more yours. So we're going to work a little bit about that today. So the kind of things that I brought with me today was I brought some clear pebbles, and I'll show you those right there. There's some clear pebbles. And I brought eggs. I brought the plastic eggs. And this is going to be where my idea came from, was the plastic eggs. Okay, so we have Easter. And an egg is kind of what the first things we see about spring. We see the renewal and new life, like the baby birds are born and baby chicks are born, and a lot of the farm animals have their babies in the spring, and that's what we're coming up into. And so it's a renewal of life, and that's what in the animals, and you see all the plants and the flowers begin to blossom. And if you notice outside, you see the trees. Now they're all full with leaves after the winter when they were all bare. And you wonder, how do those leaves get there? And what has the tree been doing all winter long when it stayed with just empty branches? Well, the tree itself was very busy going through its life cycle, creating new leaves and new growth. And the other interesting part, too, is that we're in the process of growing, too. We're going into the next part of the year. We're getting taller, and maybe our voices are beginning to change, and all kinds of things are happening that we don't pay much attention to day by day. And then there's the other parts of it, is we see these things, how do we take them and recognize them in different ways? So there's 7 things that I wanted to talk about that had to do with the ideas. So I brought 7 eggs with me, so there's the one. And that is love, life, peace, power, beauty, joy, and I'll think of the other one again. But we'll go through them as we go through our project here. The different ideas is like beauty.